Hi everyone, Robin here from the Good Place Bench, and I love to be outside today in the Amsterdamse Bos as part of Outdoor Office Day 2026. We started last year talking to change makers in the field of nature and, hearing more about why nature is so important and what we can do to bring people more outdoors. And next to me, I here have Natascha. How are you?
Yeah, fine. I'm outside.
I'm like, oh, do I need to talk now? Yes. We've started. What brought you here today?
I was invited as a change maker to have a conversation, like a walking conversation.
Sustainable leader.
As a sustainable leader, yeah.
And in what way are you a sustainable leader?
Um, I think because I embody it, I live it. I already do it for a long time. I think that's also very like talking about accountability. I think that you're doing it for a long time, that it's really your DNA. I always say that people have different kinds of DNA. If you're busy with sustainability, it doesn't exactly mean that you have different levels, I would say.
Okay.
Immediately critical.
And what's your level?
Yeah, that's. Oh, I start slightly arrogant, right? Yeah, I feel it in all my veins. So I think I'm really. I do a lot of offering for it to be it, and already for decades, I would say. I don't remember anymore that I threw my kitchen waste in my garbage. I'm already doing that for a long time. I'm already busy with gardening for a very long time, with organic food for a very, very long time. And like, okay, if you're talking about sustainable leader, that started, I think, in 2010, like concretely. But before that, I was already, busy.
People just don't see the camera. That's okay.
Yes, we're in the.
But could you give some examples of what you've worked at in the past?
Yeah, so maybe then the concrete examples. Like as an artist, I visited a friend in New York in 2003, and she showed me a communal park, actually not a garden yet, and also not an edible garden, but somehow something like gut feelings came together, and I thought, yeah, this would be very important for the future of Amsterdam. That's the place where I live at that time. And then when I moved to Bos en Lommer, which is in the west part of Amsterdam, they asked for good ideas for the neighborhood. And then I thought, maybe this is an opportunity to start a garden, to kind of reintroduce urban farming and making loops, like hyper-local loops. But at that time, I didn't have that vocabulary. I mean, I was just pioneering. If I talked about sustainability to the local municipality, they had no idea what I was talking about. And then, somehow I got some finance, and they were connected to me, the local municipality. So they had to do something with me. And there was an abandoned playground, and I thought this is a good place, and so I negotiated. So I think concretely that was an example where it started as a project.
Yeah.
So before that, I already did things with kitchen waste and like composting and gardening. But this is the concrete project.
And
then
what called?
I Can Change the World with My Two Hands, which is a very long title, but I considered it a mantra. Like if you kind of type it in, I can change the world with my two hands.
You're committed.
Yes, it's a certain commitment, but it also is kind of a way to say in what kind of environment we live. We're very individual in Amsterdam, so you're saying I. It's also giving kind of responsibility to yourself. I can change. I can change something. Yeah. So that's why I left this very long title.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but it's been successful. I mean, people, even we in the past with volunteers, gardened a bit. You have so many programming going on, but you handed it over to someone else, right, to run it.
Yes, in the beginning when I started as an artist, so I wasn't a manager, I wasn't a gardener, I wasn't somebody that could kind of guide volunteers, but we worked with volunteers, like people could rent a garden for a little price.
Yeah.
And but then later we came more precise and said, if you want to join us, please join our higher goals, which means like think global, act local. I think that really, kind of covers it really in short. Um, and then I started with work groups, and in the beginning it didn't work out, but we had a core group, and as soon as I found that there were good people in the core group, I could kind of take distance. It's very hard to leave your baby, which has been grown up. So after 9 years, I could leave it, and it's really great how it still works. And then part of it was this composting project that people could deliver kitchen waste, and at I Can Change at the terrain we could make compost of it and use it for the garden. So and this kind of
Service.
this is a service, to kind of also make people aware, and also do something about the waste, which is really a waste when it's not converted to compost. It's such a waste. It's such a beautiful process, and the gardens need it. And now they're buying compost while they could make it themselves. So we train them to make better compost.
And but you see more people doing it.
Yeah, it's a slow process, but also I think I Can Change the World with My Two Hands is also about, okay, we start. I also call my projects just do it projects. Yeah, you just start. Like
Right.
we with Afval, naar Oogst, like waste to harvest, started with a hole in our door, and people could throw it in a kliko, like a big bin. And it was really intensive, like a lot of work. And then we changed it in 2021, started with a pilot, and now we have 29 locations in Amsterdam, yeah?
Wow.
And we believe in bottom up, and we believe that you slowly change it. And I think I Can Change is an example of that. We started small. I had this whole idea of work groups. It didn't work in the beginning, but later on, it worked. If you go to I Can Change now, they've been building on the very strong organization that we started, and now the community just runs it. The volunteers that have gardens there, they run it the way that I was envisioning it.
Beautiful. It's a nice personal story, but also as a very mission driven and something yeah, you feel there's importance for. And but how important, or what have you seen in say 10 years time? Have more people start to embrace nature more in cities or in Amsterdam at least?
Yeah, so I Can Change was really a pioneering project. And like I said, like sustainability, yeah, that has definitely changed. Um, I think right now, like I'm an artist, right? And if I see where other artists are busy with, or the field where we're busy in, it's also questioning, like, should we call it nature? Or is it the living world? Like, it's more like nowadays I do more like ritual-based projects, like workshops, to kind of understand our place in the whole. I think compost is a very hands-on, like growing food and composting, like understanding this whole loop is a very good way of understanding it. It's like a very pure, like if you want something from the soil, you also feel like, oh yeah, I'm in a relationship with you. So it's a very beautiful way of understanding nature. But then I also like nowadays the artists are also busy like, okay, the multi-species. And like recently I also followed the school of multi-species together with other artists. So I think within the art field, you can also kind of feel like, okay, the sustainability is something that is more in different groups. It's already embraced in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I I wouldn't deny that there's also still a lot of work that needs to be done, that some people are not aware at all, or we could make so many more better changes or more changes, but I definitely, it's so different than 10 years ago. I think what's interesting, because I did an exhibition also about the history of citizen movement and how they relate to these topics,
Nice.
like in the 70s and in 1900, you know, like it's very interesting. What I think is interesting in this time is that all kinds of people from all kinds of layers are aware. Doesn't mean they're still already in the action, but they're aware. It's an awareness in the whole society in a way. So I think this change is really good.
Yeah, so we've been more aware than 10, 20, 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more pragmatic. So it's not a niche. I mean, they kind of say, oh, yeah, it's kind of leftish, but I don't think so. It's felt in very diverse groups. And that's I find very interesting and a good sign.
Yeah.
But I also have this antenna that, oh, my God, we could have,
You
yeah,
can do more.
so much more, so much more.
Which is not only about going into nature or outdoors ourselves to walk, to work, but also to really roll up our sleeves.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm talking from, I'm an artist, right? So also I'm considering the art world, which is like a very capitalistic system, very individual. I should, you're talking about hands-on, right? And I feel like within the art world, I feel also that I'm much more hands-on. Sometimes I doubt if I'm an artist. Like I'm thinking like, why imagine things while we need to do things?
Yeah.
So
But you're also an artist to inspire others.
yeah, but I wonder if that's enough. So a lot of times they say, oh yeah, we need the artist to become aware to, and I wonder this. I wonder if not only the artist, there are people or philosophers that point at artists like, oh yeah, you have to kind of lead the way. I'm not sure about that. I don't think so, because the art system is not, the capitalistic art system is not addressed very much. So yeah, absolutely. I feel really just do it hands-on. We have to work, not only imagine, because if you're imagining things and you're making work, it all contains materials. So yeah. So yeah,
But
absolutely.
you're moving between different worlds as well. Yeah, you're an artist, but same time you've done something like the communal park, initiator, social entrepreneur, and everything in between, right? Going back and forth.
Yeah, I kind of believe that that helps you to stay critical. So you can see that world from outside in a way, and you see that world, and you and and yeah, it comes becomes also a reality check, because you say, like, I'm recently doing a master, and some of the people that are involved in the master are really against institutes, but I'm not against institutes. I think you can push the borders of the institutes, um, or push the borders of the local municipality. If they're not ready for it, make them ready. And that's what I mean with just do it projects. Yeah, make them ready. Prefigurative. This term was new to me, but I think, yeah, prefigurative. So how would you like the system to work? How would you like the world to look like? And then, yes, a little bit more hands-on. Not only, oh yeah, maybe like this, is not enough.
Yeah, very inspiring. As an artist, you envision, yeah, imagine, but then in a different role, you actually, do hands on, make it happen, and everything in between. Why I'm silent, because I'm processing, because I can also relate. I never call myself an artist, but I do want to, make or be a maker, as in sitting here capturing human stories as a filmmaker or a photographer, whatever. But at the same time, I also want to change things, make an impact, not just talk about things, but also do. But that's, yeah, that back and forth is quite challenging at times. You put on different hats every time. To close off, Natascha, how would you define a good place? Um, or what could you share with others that want to work on their good place?
That's quite a broad question, but it can be personal, right? A good place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, I think a good place for me um, is definitely, well, I will still call it nature now, because then people know what I mean. That's always a good place. Why? I once wrote, like, yeah, why do I like free spaces in the city or nature? Yeah, why do I like nature? Because it doesn't lie. It is as it is, and that's why I love nature. So I think nature is a very good place. And I hope for everybody that they, and me included, that we will listen more and find our place more within, and feel more that we're part of it. This is what's kind of going on, and I'm ready to listen more, to observe more, to learn more, and I hope we all will. So that will help us solve the crises that we're in. That's I believe the only way to solve the crisis, to really reconnect and understand that you're part of it and not separate. Yeah.
Nice. Then we're also part of the solution.
Yeah. By holding back, I would say, because we're actually not the solution. We should, well, we'll be the solution if we kind of be more bescheiden, modest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we should learn. Become more modest. Me too. Yeah, I'm also part of this whole. Yeah.
Thank you for this inspiring. I have so many thoughts and things to process now. I'm gonna lie down on my bench. But thank you for your time, and
Yes.
good luck
Thank you.
with finalizing your masters. And yeah, if you want to check out Natascha's work as an artist, we'll share something below for them to check out. Everyone, thanks for watching, and wishing you all a beautiful day outside in nature. Bye bye.